Hey, St. John, this is Pastor Adam. And before we get into the interview today, I wanted to let you know that I sat down with Kayla Brown. She is our kindergarten teacher this year, and Miss Brown has just been such a delight to have with us in the mornings and to see the children arrive for our kindergarten class. And so we're going to hear some of her perspective, what it's like to add a grade here, as we did through our early childhood center, and just some of the joys and blessings that come with teaching kindergarten in a Christian school setting. And so I hope this conversation is a blessing to you all. All right, here we go. Hey, St. John, this is Pastor Adam, and I am sitting down for another one of these interviews, looking ahead to the voters' meeting on November 20th to consider the motion from the Executive Council about hiring a school planter / principal. And I am sitting down today with our kindergarten teacher, Miss Kayla Brown. Kayla, how you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing fine. How's the week been going with the little ones?
It's good. They are very excited for trunk or treat, so they're a little wild at the end of the day, but they're very excited to come.
I mean, Halloween is definitely one of those like teacher, classroom management, let's hold on tight kind of situation.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for it to be over. And it's fun and exciting in the moment, but it is a lot.
We're almost to trunk or treat. That kind of tells you when we're recording this. Why don't we go ahead and just start off by, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, so my name's Kayla Brown. I am from Hilliard, Ohio. I actually am from St. John, and I've been a member my whole entire life. My parents actually met here in high school. So I have been here through all the different changes that this place has gone through. So that's fun to tell the kids. They really enjoy that.
If I heard right from Nathaniel, he told us that you were baptized in the historic sanctuary, right?
Yes, that's where I was. Because the gym wasn't built until after I was born. So, but I do remember having church services in the gym, which is weird.
Yeah.
And even in the old sanctuary, or chapel as the kids call it, it looks so tiny now, but when I was a kid, it was humongous.
No, it's always so neat to talk with members, who have been here for so long and are a part of these different eras of the congregation that I always can hear stories of. So, I appreciate always hearing those perspectives.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, yeah, longtime member here, grew up here, and now you're teaching here.
Yes.
And this is your first year teaching the kindergarten class at St. John, but you were teaching kindergarten elsewhere, right?
Yes. I taught kindergarten at a daycare, and I taught for 8 years there as the kindergarten teacher, and then I was there also for 2 years before that as their infant teacher.
Oh, wow. So you've been teaching for quite some time, and you went to, I think it's Concordia, Chicago, right?
Yeah, they changed the name right when I went there.
Okay, from River Forest?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess you're on Team Deaconess at that point. I'm a Concordia Ann Arbor alum. Well, just the fact of being on the staff, being a part of the kindergarten, which is new to our early childhood center this year. You've also heard about, some of the efforts that have been going on of looking at feasibility for an elementary school. I thought it'd just be quite appropriate to have you on to look over, you're kind of this bridge class we have here. We added a grade level for the first time in the early childhood center for a while, from 4-year-old to 5. We have a young 5s class, but out and out kindergarten. I guess what's been your experience so far this year?
Well, it's been awesome. The only downfall has been the classroom, but the kids do not care at all.
Yeah.
And it's really not been like a hindrance, and just having room is really what it's necessary. Although I do get asked every time we walk by, when's it going to be ready?
I would like to know that answer as well.
I think everyone would, but they're all very sweet. And actually, when we walk by and people are working in the classroom, the kids all like to tell them thank you for working in the classroom to make it so we can go in there, which is super sweet.
Yeah.
But it's been awesome. The kids really seem to love it. And I've had lots of good feedback from the parents as well.
Yeah, well, it's always fun to drop off Nathaniel or pick him up and just hear about the kindergarten day. And one of the things with the kindergarten this year is we are offering kind of 3 options, right? You can be just the morning, like a 9 to noon, a 9 through lunch hour through 1 o'clock, and then a 9, is it 3 or
3
to 3? And so part of the reason we did that was you just recognized in this area, there are some schools that have all-day kindergarten, some that have half-day, and there are also parents who have preferences on that as well. And how does that kind of break down with the day?
So we do all of the educational portion in the morning of the day, since that's when we have everybody. And we're still getting a half hour more than the traditional half day at any of the other schools. So that's still a lot more time. And then obviously from 12 to 1, we have lunch and they have outside time. And then from 1 to 3 is what we call an enrichment. So each day is a different activity, and we do centers, we do more hands-on stuff. We'll be able to do like take walks outside and things and look around. And so that's been cool too, because it's a lot more play in the afternoon for those kids.
So you were at a daycare, a different early childhood center before teaching kindergarten here. And one of the things that we were expressing in our interview with you was to think through what would be different about teaching at St. John. And one of those things being the teaching of religion, and to be so forthright and intentional about sharing our faith in Christ. What's that been like for you, kind of from last year to this year, I guess?
Well, it's been wonderful. Even just like having music in the background that's Christian music is just, it makes my attitude better. It makes the kids feel better. And like they'll sing songs while they're like working in centers, which is really fun. And then we do Jesus time. And literally there's so many of them who's like, yay, it's Jesus time, my favorite part of the day. And I'm like, this is amazing. Because normally kids are like, my favorite part of the day is lunchtime. And you're like, ugh. But they're so excited to do that and to read about it. And they talk all day long about Jesus and have a million questions.
And so it's not just restricted to just that time, but
No.
it's just our faith is infused in the school day.
Definitely.
Through and through. Yeah. It's just fun to hear from Nathaniel, what stories you covered that day, the songs that they're learning together as a class. We just had chapel, this morning with the kindergartners, and presented them with a Bible that's kind of a kindergarten appropriate age. And it's just neat to see, the religion aspect of all this.
It is. And we went back from chapel and they were like looking through them and they're like, hey, we just read about this story. And so that was also fun.
So teaching this year, what have been some of your joys and just some of the challenges? I guess you mentioned, the room has been a challenge in some ways, and in the joy of, having kids, with Jesus time and whatnot. But what are some other things that come to mind?
I really like that I am able to really make it more play-based as much as I can. Obviously, we have to follow the standards and we have to get that stuff done. But I'm allowed to the free reign of making sure that they get to play and we get to go for a walk. Like on National Park Day, we went and walked down to the park and got to play at the park. And in a lot of other schools, you're not able to do that kind of stuff. So that is just really fun to do.
Yeah, that's something I always hear with Bonnie, is just how much learning happens through play. And that's just a really big emphasis for her with kind of the philosophy of education here. And that's cool to hear that translate in kindergarten.
Yeah.
So I'm sure by now you've seen the letter from that we sent out, just talking more about this motion from the council about, looking at bringing on a school planter / principal and seeing about an elementary school. And knowing your place as kindergarten teacher, what kind of thoughts do you have about that idea? Any encouragements or concerns? What do you want to kind of share with the congregation?
Well, I think it's exciting. I think the idea of a school could definitely be really beneficial. And I've had lots of parents ask if we're going to do first grade next year. So that definitely shows that there's interest from other parents. I think that not only do we have some space here for it, so we could get started, but I remember hearing about it when I was like in high school. And like, I was always like, well, I wish we did it when I was little. So, because I think that just could be so beneficial for kids.
Well, Kayla, is there anything else I should be bringing up here? You're in the kindergarten year, or just as the congregation considers this motion, anything else we should think about as a kindergarten teacher?
No, I don't think so. But if people want to stop in and see, they are more than welcome to.
Well, good. Well, Kayla, thank you so much for sitting down today and taking time out of your schedule to have this brief interview. And she said, feel free to stop by our kindergarten class, pull Miss Brown aside on Sundays and, ask her what it's like been having a kindergarten here at St. John.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Kayla.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.